What's up, everybody? Another wonderful Monday night of Chewin the BBQ Fat. I'm so glad to be back. So glad that everything's come back to normal. My life is back to normal. Last week we were last week we were in Las Vegas, so we didn't have the show. The week before that we were on a Tuesday. Sure is good to get back on a Monday night, and Monday nights now are special with the new barbecue show out these days. So I just think it's really cool that Competition Barbecue is once again getting the spotlight it deserves. I think it's really cool that everything that's been going on, we're seeing more and more interest in it. And anything that's going to push Competition Barbecue, I think is awesome. And I love it. I hope everybody out there is talking about it, telling everybody they know to watch the show. Barbecue USA, it's a great show. Coming on tonight. So we will be done tonight by 9 o'clock so everybody can get on and watch that show. If you don't mind, like the page, share the page. Let's see if we can't get this out there. But guys, I tell you what, it sure is nice being able to focus on barbecue again. With all the things that we've had going on, Elle and I are just blessed to be able to get back into barbecue and have a great time with it. So hope you've missed us. Hope you're looking forward to getting the show going back on. Yeah, what show? I tell you what, Bill Purvis, you might be coming on the show next week to talk about your experience with the show. What's up, Matt? How you doing? Like the page, share the page. Let's get it out there to as many people as we can. I know we're at a new time. We're probably going to hit it at the 8 o'clock hour Eastern time moving forward, especially while the show is coming on. I want to make sure everybody has the opportunity to go and watch this Barbecue USA. Bill Purvis, you're on it this week. And my guests this week coming up that I have on tonight were the stars of the show last week on the show. So it's going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to having Chuck and Carrie East on with Off the Chain Barbecue. Great friends of ours. They do wonderful things. And it's just been, their journey has been incredible to watch. So I'm going to go ahead and bring them on. And we're going to start talking. They are the current. Hold on a second. There we go. What's going on, Chuck and Carrie?
Hey, Brian.
How are y'all doing tonight?
Doing all right.
All right. That's great. Everybody knows who you are, especially after last week. But I would love for y'all to go ahead and introduce yourself. And don't just say Chuck and Carrie East with Off the Chain, right? Give me a good introduction, who y'all are, what y'all been doing, and a little bit about the barbecue world that you've been in.
Oh, well, I'm Chuck East.
I'm Carrie East.
And we currently run the GBA points system. We are the last year's reigning team of the year, and we're currently the team of the year this year. It's been a great season. I mean, the season started off great. We are going to run this year's season, this points, and then we're going to switch over next year to KCBS. I really like that system, and I'm looking for another challenge. I'm looking for chicken as the new loin because it kills me, boy. Chicken is just hard to cook.
It really is.
You know?
And I'm excited because the past couple contests we've been to, I've seen y'all at cooking some KCBS contests, and there is a difference, correct?
Big difference. Big difference.
GBA has an hour turn-in. KCBS has 30-minute windows. There's 4 meets in KCBS. There's 3 meets.
Yeah.
But there's finals in GBA. There's no finals in KCBS.
Yeah, that's a big difference. But there's nothing like that knock on your door. I mean, that's what the GBA is all about. I mean, it's that knock on the door, getting a finals call, knowing you made the top 3 that day. That's an awesome feeling to get that knock.
So to me, watching Barbecue USA, we'll get in that in a second. That was something new. I had no clue. I had no clue that was the thing in GBA was when they come and eat on your trailer. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the spotlight that GBA was given last week. What is something that you think people should know about the GBA contest?
Well, the GBA, we have a preliminary round and a finals round. So you got to turn in your first round, and then if you make a finals call, you got to turn in the second set of meats. So you got to stagger cook some of your meats there. You're not turning. I don't stagger cook butts. I cook them all at one time, but I stagger my ribs and my loin in hopes you're gonna make that finals. So that's a little bit different than KCBS. You cook it one time and turn it in. So you know.
And
Big
GBA,
difference.
so GBA would, I'm going out on a limb here, so y'all correct me when I'm wrong. GBA is coming off the MB, they are based off the MBN network.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
So
The only thing difference between NBN and GBA is NBN, you know who's on your table after you get done with your score sheets. Currently, right now, GBA, you don't know who's on your table.
And also, we don't cook whole hog; we cook loin. Loin took the place of the hog because of that expense. There, it's a big expense, and it's a hard cook to do. So they took loin in the place of whole hog. So pretty much the same animal, just the same thing. Same system.
same concept, different. Now, did GBA ever do the on-site preliminary?
No.
Okay. That was a very interesting comment that our friend Myron Mixon posted last weekend up in Galax, Virginia. We'll talk about that in a second. But I thought it was interesting hearing his take on MBN and everything else. So going to upset Myron. No, I think Myron's cool. I think what he had to say, Wes, was awesome. Wes Garrett said, if somebody beat my trailer that hard, hands will be thrown. Do they beat on the trailer as hard as you think is he showed, or is that just was that just for the show?
It depends on who is
the rep.
The rep, some people do it, some people don't. It's not that hard. I mean, it seems louder than it is, but
I don't care how hard they beat, as long as they beat.
You got.
I don't care.
Wes Garrett's got like immaculate stuff that he goes and gets a new trailer every 3 contests. He's just that guy. That needs to be changed in. All right, Carrie, what needs to be changed? I've probably missed that. Something needs to be changed in GBA. I don't know what we were talking about when he said that, but maybe on-site judging. I don't know.
What I may be thinking that when I said about NBN, after you get your score sheets, whose table you was on. GBA currently, you do not know after you get your score sheets.
So you don't have a clue. Okay, that's fine. I don't want to talk. Anyway, so score sheets to show who is on your table. Okay. How much has GBA changed? KCBS has changed a lot in the past couple of years. I think a lot of barbecue has changed. Has GBA had many changes throughout the years, or is it pretty much the same?
They made a few changes, like now pork, you can separate it after you cook it for a while. You can separate the money muscle. They changed the rule this year. There has to be a bone-in butt at inspection. Our meat inspection doesn't start this year until 10 o'clock. It used to could start pretty much any time, but it had to start by 12 o'clock. So, every association has their issues, but it's still a good association, real family oriented, but they ain't made any changes.
Yeah. Justin Holt with Holt Brother, he's cooking his first Doc Holiday in September. That seems to be, from what I understand, Doc Holiday seems to be one of the more popular contests in the GBA. From what I understand,
great trophies.
Great trophies.
So
it's got a 6-shooter, right? As the trophy.
It's a shadow box for first place, and for the grand, it's this year was on a piece of dead wood with a glass box with a nice holster in it with a replica 1911 Colt inside of it. So it's a real nice trophy. Nice trophy.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's kind of what makes barbecue cool, is seeing the different trophies.
Yeah.
All right.
This year's going to be our state championship, though. It's the state championship. It's also the state brisket championship. So
I think that's great. I think it's great that the brisket championship comes from a GBA contest. I love that. I think it's awesome. And it's because it's GBA does not cook brisket. It's not as one of the categories, but it is an ancillary and contest, or is it just that one?
There's a few of them that do it, but the Doc Holiday reached out to the state of Georgia and had it recognized as the state brisket championship. So they recognize that now as the state championship.
Awesome. Okay, so now I think everybody gets where we're going. Talk GBA. The GBA was featured last week on the new barbecue show that everybody's talking about. And we are going to get done tonight on time, I promise you, so that we can all go and watch the show tonight. Tell us a little bit about what it was like being on the show.
Wow.
'Cause I mean, y'all won 2 categories.
Yes.
The other 3 categories. Somehow you didn't
With
win it.
perfect 600s.
Had 2 600s. It was a fun experience. I'm not made for TV. It was fun. I was very nervous in the beginning, if you can tell on TV, but as we rolled, it got more comfortable. But it was a great experience. It's great to see for the experience with GBA to be out there and people see that we're a little bit different than KCBS with a finals round as well as a preliminary round. You know,
Michael Simon was great,
oh man,
and the whole film crew.
yes. I mean, they were. You know, Michael Simon has a barbecue restaurant, so he loves barbecue. I mean, he would even talk tips with you know and different things. He didn't come in blind, not knowing what we were doing. He had a lot of knowledge about what we were doing, and but he is what you see on TV. He is 100 times better than that. He is just a down to earth man, and he was really good to work with. Like Carrie said, the producers, the whole crew was great. It was an experience just to get on the show was an experience itself. It took about a month, all the different phone calls and Zoom calls and making videos. The GBA was reached out to begin with, and as well as Tipped and Rhythm and Ribs, looking for teams to be on there. And our name got thrown out, and I never expected to be on the show. I never did. I mean, I really didn't. I didn't think I was the person out to be on TV. I expected Robbie Rule to make it, with a doubt, you know, because he is good at what he does. And to make this show was really good, really fun.
It's awesome. So Wes Garrett wants to know: Does that tie you, or do you pass Robbie for the most 600?
We passed him, but you know, for him to tell us that, you know, he has a couple of 180s. I don't have no 180s. I'm coming to get a 180 though. And he has some perfect scores in the NBN, but they don't recognize it. But we tied in making this year. Well, I wanted one ahead of him, and then the next call he got a 600 and won the loin category. So we were tied. But we went to Tifton, and we had those two first places with 600s. So we passed him by 2. So now we have 20. I think he has 18.
Well, I got one of Hazelhurst as well.
Well, we got 21 now. So I don't know. It's just.
So you're just winning. So you're not tied. Wes, they haven't tied him. They surpassed him. and I will be the first to tell you, they are both very close friends. I do know what they were saying on TV is for sure.
Yes.
They are both. These two families are very tight. They're very friendly. They are together. There is the friendly competition for sure, but they are very good friends with each other. So it is a healthy competition and a fun competition for sure. That's called lapping.
Well,
oh Lord,
this is awesome. So y'all went up to Galax, Virginia last week.
Yes,
so GBA is off right now. Y'all take a hiatus, a sabbatical or whatever in the middle of summer. So you went up there and cooked the KCBS, and then also teamed up. Did you team up with Robbie, or did you just help Robbie?
We teamed up with Robbie. We cooked on the Rescue Smokers.
Okay.
So it was actually Lisa and Alan O'Neill with Shark Bite, Robbie and Stephanie with Rescue, and us went up, teamed up, and cooked the duel. Alan did the chicken and the brisket. I did the pork and the ribs, and then we all worked on the hog together, and the shoulders and the ribs. Robbie mainly worked on that himself when we were doing other things, and so we just teamed up. It was a fun experience.
And y'all got a call on something in the KCBS side. We
got 10th in pork and 7th in ribs.
Brisket.
7th in brisket. Excuse me, 7th in brisket. And if you saw, I'm gonna tell some secrets. I cooked on a smoker I want to cook on, and I had an issue, and my butts was black as soot. And I'm gonna tell you, I had to do some magic, and I got them where I could turn them in. I made a really pretty box and got 10th in pork, so that was a win. It was a challenging weekend. So, but there's a lot of great cooks up there, man. You had Smoke Me Silly, Rooters and Tooters. Oh my Lord, go down the list.
Carrie, there with Hold Your Horses.
Carrie, yes. God. so many amazing cooks up there, and just to get a call was a win for us because we don't do it all the time. So,
and I tell you what, Uncle Pigs was up there, and he freaking dominated.
Yes, they were cooking right beside us.
He has moved his way up, and he is killing it right now. Very fun to watch.
He's had like 6 grands and 3 reserves in the last non-contest, something like that. So, I mean, wow.
He was at Pusacue, and I got to meet him there, and great guy. What's up, Adam? But he's just on fire. I was looking at the KCBS points. There is a 65-point spread between 1st and 7th place right now in Team of the Year. Wow. You talk about a tight race. I mean, it is awesome. We'll have my next sizable comp be 17. Oh, nice. That's coming up. Is that an MBN, a 17th Street MBN contest, Matt? I'm not sure. Yeah, Carrie's awesome. He's a great dude. All right. So going back to the show, as you're watching it, was there anything that was taken out or do whatever? What did you think about the show as you went back and watched it? Do you feel like it did a good job of representing the festival of
the one thing that I wish they would have done is at the very end, we got reserve and Brian Griffin of Flying Pig got grand, and they didn't mention that.
They didn't show it.
But he also wasn't a featured team.
Right.
So I get both sides.
But we had a lot of people reached out to us after the show asking us, saying, we thought y'all won the show. We said, no, because ours is based on the preliminary round. When you get
this is where GBA is kind of loses people, I think.
Yeah, when you get to the finals run, you have to have a first place call and to get a chance at grand. And we call it a bullet in the gun. So you got to get a first place call. Well, we had 2 first place calls, but Brian Griffiths, man, if he makes finals and ribs, he is hard to beat. And he deserved to get his recognition just like everybody else did. So, I wish they'd have shown that so people could see the contrast from KCBS and MBN and GBA. They're all a little bit different in their aspects of what they cook. And
I am glad that they showed the family atmosphere, the closeness of the teammates. That yes, I'm excited for when we win, but I'm just as happy when Brian or Robbie or anybody wins.
Yeah. And you could see that coming through. And that's one of the things about GBA. I agree with you. They could, but I don't know at that point in time if they were actually spotlighting the different sanctioning bodies. Whereas this show, from what I understand, tonight's show, they're going to be talking more about the sanction, like of KCBS as a sanctioning body. So I don't know at the beginning of it if they necessarily knew all the different things they were getting involved in and how different they all are.
I agree.
And maybe that's why you're starting to see. But I think it was a good deal just for the GBA as a whole, just because not many people know about it. And I think it's really cool.
I agree. Yeah. So it was good to be in the spotlight.
Yeah, and y'all were spotlighted for sure. And it was awesome. I'm just sad y'all couldn't throw out your Atlanta barbecue store stuff, but that's all good. I tried. I know. I get it. We heard all about it. Yeah. So where exactly is, real quick before y'all go, where is the 17th Street at? I'm assuming I should know that, but I don't. Y'all let me know on there. That's another dual KCBS MBN. That sounds fun. That would be something else.
That's this on September 17th, one that Robbie wants to do.
Oh, Lord.
In Illinois, isn't it?
Illinois, I think it's Illinois. Yeah.
I about died this weekend. That's hard.
Murfreesboro. That's Murfreesboro. That I've heard that thing. Is that the Apple? I don't know if that's the Apple or not.
Okay. That is one. Yeah. We may be cooking that as well. We were talking about it. So
23rd and 24th. Okay. Awesome. That sounds a lot of, that's the apples. Apples are awesome. Yep. Cool. That would be a lot of fun. That's something that I would love to do. Mark Hollis, he's got a couple of the apples. Good for you, dude. That's one thing about barbecues. You find these cool trophies, like you were talking about Griffin. You going after these cool trophies.
Well, like
Galax and them violins and banjos and guitars.
Tifton back in the day had trophies that they used beer bottle caps for the arms and the feet.
They were handmade.
So that was cool, but they don't do that no more. But they're still cool trophies, but I like the uniqueness of the arms and legs.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Y'all will represent Georgia well. That's right. Derek Johnson wants everybody to know that Smoke Timber Fest 2022 is September 16th through 17th. Y'all sign up. All right. And like I say, it's always an open thing. If you want to come in and push your contest, push any contest, you will more than welcome to come on the beginning of the show, and I will push them all the time. So anyway, all right. So back to y'all's dominance of barbecue.
Oh, wow.
I have said all along that Brad with Getting Basted has been one of the most dominant people in barbecue for over the past 5 years. And y'all have dominated more so than anybody I've ever seen in barbecue. Y'all have, and guys, they're great people. They're humble people. You wouldn't know about listening to them. Can you give me your statistics of what y'all have done in the GBA in the past 4 years?
Oh, wow.
No, we cannot.
I don't keep up with it. I can tell you this year.
You know they are. You know what they
This
are.
year we had 3 grands, 2 reserves, and 2 top 5 finishes and 7 contests.
We followed in every contest so far this year, at least one category.
Our first out, we triple final with 3 first places and 2 600s, and that went over to Tipton where we had 2 more 600s. So, I mean, we're blessed. I mean, I don't want nobody to think that I'm a cocky person. I'm not. I am blessed.
I have set you up for this.
Yes. I tell you what, I've been cooking barbecue my entire life, but you know, I started out in 2014 and become a master judge. Me and Carrie both did with the GBA. That gave us the insight of what we were looking for. You know, I tell everybody, go take a judging class. Just don't go cook because you'll chase your tail. And, you know, and then I'm going to throw Robbie in there. In 2017, I took his class. She didn't take it with me. That's before he had his little handouts he would give out to everybody. I had to take a lot of notes and a lot of pictures. And in 2018, she come out and she took the class. And he tells everybody. That's when we started winning. And we probably did, you know. I mean, but I've been fortunate to help him in all of his classes to about 2018. And I learned something every class, you know, helping out behind the scenes. And it's just in the GBA, his techniques that he's taught has worked for us. It's not the sauces, not the rubs. It's the techniques that make us a better cook.
And he will come in our trailer and come shig from us.
Oh, yeah. You know.
I would too.
You know, I mean, there's different things. Our injections are different, you know, and he'll sometimes say, you still do that? I'm like, I do it, Robbie. It works for me. No matter work for you, but it works for me, you know. So there's a small things that we do different than him. And it's made us a really good cook. So, you know.
Awesome.
Plus, we cook on a great
last year, you didn't go as far back as I wanted you to go. Last year in 2021, what did y'all do in GBA?
Team of the year. I don't know how many grands or reserves we have. I really don't. I mean, we finished the season first in
loin.
No.
Second in loin.
Second loin.
First in pork.
And tied for ribs. We tied Ira Kelly with first in ribs. I don't keep it. Robbie can tell you every grand or reserve or first place, second, third, 10th place he's got in the last 20 years. I don't do that. I don't keep up with it. You know,
Robbie's a great cook. Robbie has dominated GBA also, right? The two
yeah.
And then y'all showed up.
I guess. I learned a lot from the man. I learned a lot from him.
And Robbie is a great cook. I mean, and y'all are great cooks. And it's kind of interesting to see. And there's some other up and coming teams in the GBA also that seem to be doing really, really well. And they're coming over too. I mean, I know you're seeing quite a few teams transition from the GBA over into the KC. And the reason I know that is because we cook KCBS. I do want to cook some of the other the GBAs, but when I only get to cook 6 or 7 contests a year, I'm going to cook what I know just because I want to make sure I'm able to do it. I'm not look like an idiot. Wes Garrett says, how about y'all stay in the GBA? GBA said,
wow, feeling loving already.
Yeah, I know, right? It's one of your teammates right there, Wes. I mean, come on, bud. So, all right. What do you think this show and what Michael Simon has been able to do, what do you think it will do for competition barbecue moving forward?
I think it's gonna. A lot of wives are gonna be upset because their husbands are gonna get hooked and get the addiction and want to start cooking barbecue. I really do. I think he is doing an excellent job portraying competition barbecue.
Not like that. Like one of my friends commented, she goes, now I kind of understand when y'all go to a contest, what y'all do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's bringing awareness that you're not just going to a contest and cooking some ribs and then just throw them in a box and it's a science and everything like that, and I think it's a positive light.
Yeah, I think it's going to, even with KCBS, we up in Gaylast, we met a lot of folks come and talk to us that seen us on the show, and just I think it's going to do really great things for competition barbecue across the United States and all sanctioning bodies. I think it's going to make awareness to everybody. This is it's a big time sport. I mean, it's like anything else, any other sport you would do. It's very competitive. So,
and that's one thing that I think is cool is it is spotlighting competition barbecue festivals more so than the sanctioning body. Because as you said, the sanctioning body doesn't matter. Just get out there and cook. And in any way it's helping the competition barbecue as a whole, it's helping all the sanctioning bodies. Because wherever you live, right? If you live in Georgia, you got an opportunity to cook those two. You can do KCBS or you can do and I guess Alabama, whatever, the neighboring places that you can do that. But heck, if you're in South Carolina, you can do KCBS, you can do the SCBA, there's all kind of other opportunities that you can go cook other than just one sanctioning body. So as long as it's showing everybody, I think it's really awesome. Somebody did ask her if you're cooking the pig jig.
We cook with Robbie every year. We've been fortunate to help in the last 3 or 4 years. And it's a lot to cook a whole hog. It takes 3 or 4 people to get him on and off the smoker when you're doing certain things, so we cook with him. One day I may branch out and cook it on my own. So I don't know.
No, you won't.
What's up, Meg? Yeah, Jason, old Bacon wanted to come in here and he wanted to get seen right here. He's my buddy.
That's cool.
I really like this trophy. Ellen said it wasn't going to stay here, and it's still here, so it's cool. What do y'all do as a husband and wife team? What are the roles for y'all cooking?
I do all the trimming. I'm actually the one who rubs the meat and puts it on the smoker and watches it. Carrie builds our boxes, and Carrie. I come up with blends of rubs and sauces, and she blends them on competition day.
We can't do it before.
She loved to do it beforehand, but I don't let her do it. I don't change nothing. It's done at the same time every competition. You don't change if it works. So. Oh,
and I'm also running the boxes when they only have like 2 seconds left.
Oh yeah.
Is that normal?
Yes.
Well, I like turning hot meat. So you push it to the limits if you can.
We've had wonderful discussions about that.
I noticed I noticed you were always rushing there to get everything. What's up, Dean? How you doing, bud? And he does that to you every contest, huh?
Every contest.
Oh,
ribs, we can pretty slow walk the ribs.
But pork and loin, it's only right there at the last minute.
No. The last second. Let's get
last seconds, yeah.
The show when he showed us, you turned in like with 30 seconds to go. That's normal.
Okay. All right. So the show was pretty much spotlighting loin, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Your loin box was absolutely amazing. Can you tell us, without going into too many secrets, can you tell us a little bit about that loin? Because most people cooking loins at home have never seen so many different ways of turning in loin or
I still got some more contests to cook.
Okay. And I will say this, if you want to learn how to cook a loin like he does, or he has graciously said that he will come cook loin. He's going to cook loin at our class. So we're excited about it. Yeah. But anyway, go ahead. Tell us more about that loin process. You know how to tell the process, just little bit about what was in there, because it was neat to me to see the rolls and everything else that you did.
Well,
The rolls come and go. I mean, depends on everything. It's what's hitting at the time. So sometimes the rolls hit, sometimes they don't.
I mean, of course you're putting slices in because you got to have them in a box. And, the GBA builds a full box. So I'm going to get killed if I tell us too much stuff. Okay.
No, people saw the box. They saw the box. So
Okay.
Ready?
Well, the deli rolls is the little pieces you saw rolled up. That's just a treat, I mean, as a judge, and that's to be a master of judges, you can't really judge yet. That's just something good to eat in the box. The slices is where you're going to really judge, but you got to judge what's in the box. So if it's in the box, it's still got to be good. In the bottom, we don't have garnish, so we put some chopped in the bottom of the box and we build it up, with a little bit of sauce and rub on it to make it taste good. And then we normally go in about the center of the loin and get those slices there. Normally it's about 18 slices we try to put in the box.
18 slices.
18 slices. 18 slices,
And look, and it has to be even. It can't be 17, it can't be 15. It has to be 18 even.
18 slices or so. And then, there's a dark piece of meat in the box there that, if it's on that loin there, sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. If it's good, you put it in the box. It's like burnt ends. If it's good, you go. If it ain't good, don't go in the box. So, but you got to trim that loin first to find it.
And you'll be able to find that out at our class, right?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
18 pieces of what? He missed it. All right, so we're talking about loin, Matt. We're if you go back to the show last week, Chuck and Carrie were the loin was the meat that was being pushed. So he says he turns in 18 slices of loin from the middle of the loin, pork loin, that is. So that's where we're at. And then
we don't cook half loins. We cook whole loins. Our loins start about 9 to 10 pounds a piece. Then we trim them down. I mean, if you cut a half loin, you're literally have already sliced that loin where the best part of the loin is at. You need to cook a whole loin to have a good loin.
So for GBA, we cook 2 loins.
2 whole loins, so, to make finals.
Okay. Who is the best loin cook?
Who is the best loin cook?
Yeah, Michael Capella says Robbie usually takes loin.
It's back and forth.
Okay, that's what I like to talk. That's what I like to see. All right, so the rolls are a snack, and there's a burn in, is what we're calling them, the dark pieces. You put those in the box, and then what about saucing and is that something that is big in GBA?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I noticed there was quite a bit of sauce on the slices that were done.
Yeah, and that's hard to get away from when you go to KCBS because they don't like a lot of sauce. The GBA likes sauce, so you really, you want the sauce on there. So I mean, I'm literally dredging that loin through sauce as I put it in the box. As Carrie puts it in the box, I stack it up and she puts it in the box. So it's got a lot of sauce on it.
Okay. And the sauce, what flavor profile are you looking for? No. Let me stop. Because I'm starting to get too deep. In KCBS, they want the sweet with a little bit of heat. It's got to be savory. You got to hit all the notes. You want down the middle, barbecue, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
What are you trying to do? Are you trying to do the same thing in what y'all are looking for? Is there more of a sweet note to it? Is it more of a kick?
Some people in GBA would tell you that they think up north they want a less sweet, down south they want sweeter. I think it's all sweet. I think GBA likes sweet. I don't do a lot of heat on loin because I don't think loin likes heat. In my opinion, that's for me. Some folks put heat on their loin. I think it needs the sweetness to it, So by however you add it to it. Come to your class, you might learn some things.
Whatever you do, you might be able to get that, but I'm not going to, but you got to come to the class and do that.
Yeah, so.
And I do not have a date for the class yet. We don't have it signed up yet, but it's going to happen. If you want to be a part of it, just let us know. So what about ribs? How many ribs are you normally turning in a box for GBA?
A full box.
10 to 12, depend. I mean, I try to get 10 bones in the bottom, do like 2 ribs turned up for a presentation, for like showing the smoke ring on the rib or whatever. So minimum 10 ribs in the box. So
How many racks of ribs are you cooking for 10 to get 10 in the box?
I do 3 per round. So I cook 6 slabs, and they stagger cook. So I cook 3 for preliminary and 3 for finals.
Man, I am not that good to cook 3 racks to get 10 to 12 bones.
Yes, you are.
Oh man, I'm cooking 4 racks, hoping to get 6 bones. So what would happen for somebody like me, going a KCBS cook, going to GBA and turning in 6 bones in a rib box?
If they're good, you'll do fine. I think.
But some of the judges may ding them because there's a white shore in the box. They're not supposed to, but they've been known to do that because GBA is known for the full box no matter what. And it's sad that it happens, but it does happen.
Yeah. As a master judge in the GBA, I have never given below a 10 in appearance. I might give that person a comment card and give them some advice on what they should do next time, but I'm not going to kick somebody out of the contest by giving them a low score in appearance. I mean, I think everybody in the barbecue world knows that appearance scores can kill you in barbecue.
Oh yeah.
So
now they got to look good, right? I mean,
they got to look good. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. So, what do y'all think other people should know about watching the show the rest of the time? What's up, Flash?
I don't know.
Chuck's planning on shaking when it comes to chicken.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be shaking some watching for chicken, man. Because chicken, man, golly.
Now, what is tonight's show about? Tonight's, I know they're in Texas. I know, but what do you know? What there's?
I know Memphis was whole hog. They told us. I think Alabama is chicken. I believe, ain't it? Alabama's chicken.
I guess.
Yes,
right.
I think brisket is Texas tonight. I think that's what they're showcasing, brisket.
I can't remember see Brad talk trash tonight, and then whatever happens. I know he's been talking a lot about it tonight, so I'm looking forward to seeing what's going on tonight. It's going to be a fun show. And what I love about it is you can incorporate the show on Monday nights with KCBS points coming out, and you know what's going on, and the tight race and everything that's going on. You can put a face to all these people that you're seeing on the website and who's who. And who's doing what. And that's what I love about it. It makes these guys like really their personalities come through. Like just like y'all, people get to know you now. And how many people have reached out to you after the show? And have
oh my Lord, it's crazy. People inviting you to events. People wanting t-shirts or hats, or even had somebody ask us for a loin recipe. They wanted a tenderloin recipe. It's like, well, we don't cook tenderloin in GBA. We cook loin, but I mean, you know, it's been funny, even in gay lights, for people to walk up to you and say, "Hey, I saw you on the show." You like,
or take pictures of our trailer because of that. They can say, "Oh, you know."
It's odd but fun at the same time. You know, it's weird. It really is. It's weird.
You're famous.
I'm not famous.
We're not famous.
I mean, I'm just a country boy who builds fences for a living. So you know,
and there's a dang good barbecue team.
Well, you know,
we try.
So what's next going on for y'all? I've got a good dent guy to fix your trailer with all those finals. Wes, you're crazy. I love you, bud.
What?
He says he's got a good dent guy to fix your trailer with all those finals that y'all found.
Hey, look, it's fine. They can beat on much as you want to beat on it. So come on over to GBA and you get that lock on the trailer, you'll be addicted.
Oh, I would love. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. All right, so tell us a little bit more about what the famous Off the Chain has got going on the rest of the season.
Well, our season picks back up in August.
August 20th.
August 20th.
Sylvester.
I mean Sylvester, Georgia.
And then the following weekend we're going to be in Cartersville.
And then
September is Griffin.
Yep, September's Griffin.
And then October is a whole month.
All these are GBA contests.
Yes, all GBA contests. So
I would like to squeeze in a KCBS somewhere.
Yeah, we're talking about going to.
You're going to November 17th and 18th, or 18th and 19th, in Atlanta Barbecue Store Classic.
Yep.
Throw that one in there.
Yep. We're coming to that. Our season ends in Moultrie the first weekend of December.
It's going to be double points.
It's double points. We also Canton, Georgia is a double points. We have 2 more double points contests this year, so you got to do good in those contests. I mean, Everybody says we're too far ahead to be caught, but I don't think so. Anything can
Never
happen.
too far ahead. Never too far ahead.
No. So, I mean.
We canceled a cruise to go to Lake Blackshear.
Well, it only costs $25 to cancel to go to the contest. So.
But hey, he won it though. I told him, I said, if we're gonna cancel it, you gotta win it.
Exactly. And he did, right?
Yeah, I did my job, so.
That's so cool. All right, so y'all are gonna are you doing any more contesting before August?
No.
So y'all are done. You're just gonna start getting back to the GBA, hitting all that practicing up for GBA again.
We don't practice? What's that?
Practice? Playoffs?
Practice.
I'm with you. So, but y'all are taking time off, relaxing, and getting ready for the second half of the GBA season. And then
I might do a KCBS chicken cook practice because I've heard so many different stories about chicken. I don't know how to cook chicken. There's so many different people talking how to cook chicken. I'm confused. So I want to try some things. So
I hate chicken.
I think our pork from GBA has worked over in KCBS. I just had to realize I can't build a 5-pound box. I got to downsize it some. And the last 2 times, I got 18th in Greenwood and 10th up there in Galax. So
we're improving each time.
And then, I got to quit the sauce and the ribs as much because they don't like sauce in KCBS as much. So I got to tweak some things, but we'll figure it out if I can get chicken figured out.
I remember talking to Carrie, I think it was 2 years or 3, I don't know. It was at Robbie's class, and we were talking about pork. And I was like, in KCBS, you don't turn as much pork in. Yeah. And she goes, yeah, but all of ours is good. I was like, I know it's all good, but you can't turn that much in. Yeah. And I get it. And I understand now after watching some of this, like the mindset of a GBA box compared to the mindset of a KCBS box is completely different.
It is totally different.
Even like our Greenwood box was a heavy box compared to GBA, KCBS standards.
Yep, I downsized it for up there in Galax, and it's done a bit better,
But then it felt like it was naked because there was nothing in it.
Oh yeah,
I think it was perfect, probably. Like my pork box has got generally 6 to 8 medallions of money mussels, and then I put bacon, and so I've got about a pound's worth full of bacon in there. So it's not you see more and more boxes that show 2 rows of 4 of money mussels in a box, and that's all you see. So it's like it's a complete different world, right? Like you literally just turn in the 6 best pieces out of that pork butt that you can possibly find, and don't worry about all the different cuts of meat. That's the biggest struggle, I would say. Yeah. Is as a change, because even in KCBS, it has gotten to be less is more, right? Like just turn in, and then you're gonna do just fine. So awesome. Well, what else? You do money mussels and bacon meat in my case. Yep, that's all I do too. What else is new, or what do we need to know about Robbie? Anything that y'all want to talk about Robbie since he's here and he's not here and y'all can say something about him? Just poke at him.
Well, he says that, he mentioned on one of our posts that he's going to announce a class soon. I don't know when, but be looking for that.
Yep. It's normally in the
are there any other GBA classes?
Not that I know of.
So if you want to get into GBA, you pretty much take Robbie's classes.
Yeah.
Yes, if you don't want to spend a lot of money, it's a great class to take to cut your learning curve drastically.
And I assume that we'll be there. He may not want us there, but we generally are.
Yeah, we normally help him out. He, keep him in your prayers to little Ford. They adopted Ford. He just turned a year old, and he has detached retinas. I don't think he mind me saying that. He doesn't see. We're hoping that when he gets where he can speak, he can say that he sees shadows. And I'm a firm believer that the boy was put here for reasons that we don't understand yet. He's drawn a lot of people closer to God, and I believe that he's going to see God's creation one day. I really do. Not trying to get too Christian. That's what I am. You know, I mean, I'm sorry that I believe that he has blessed the royal family immensely, and he's grabbed everybody's heart. He's just I never seen a baby that's just so happy as him, you know, and content, and so you know. But I know Robbie's got a class coming up, so if you want to cut the learning curve, take the class.
Yeah, and if there's anything that you've heard on this show over and over and over again, and we've had the best of the best in the world in barbecue come on this show, and every single one of them will tell you to take a class.
Oh yeah.
And if you can't,
a ton of money.
And if you can't get to his class, you can always go to
Barber Champs Academy. You know, yeah. You know, at least there you can watch it over and over again on Barber Champs Academy. So, you know,
that's true, and there's a lot of those good classes. But there is something to being there in person and feeling what it's supposed to feel like and seeing what it looks like in person. And anyway, buy the class, buy the our good buddy Lee Hickle. He's got classes on that also. But to me, there's just something about being there in person, feeling it, feeling the meat, feeling what it's supposed to be like. And when you go to classes, ask them, because I promise you they're not going to care. Of how to cook it, what the tenderness is, because it is a tenderness ball game in every sanctioning body. If there's anything that is the same in all sanctioning bodies, it's a tenderness game.
So let me clarify some of that. On the show, I said I go by temp, I go by feel. I have like 16 dots. And those dots give me a starting point, but then I go by feel. So Mr. Royal says I don't go by feel. But I'm telling you, it's by feel.
Trust me.
It's by feel.
I walked by his trailer in Greenwood. I was like, Chuck, what in the world are all those gadgets doing up there? And he's like, I got a dot for everything. I was like,
man, they're color coordinated too, okay?
My wife color coordinated them, so you know. So at least I know what piece of meat it goes in. So you know.
And, hey, you do what you got to do. I mean, that's the way to make it work.
And make me a better cook.
I mean, and it's just like you, right? Like you know that, and I have no clue what the numbers are. I'm just going to throw them out there. He looks at a dot. If it comes to 205, okay, we're going to start tipping it in another 3 degrees. I don't know what the numbers are, but you need a dot for each piece of chicken. There you go.
Hey, I might.
Is that what it takes? If that's what it takes, I'm game.
You got that
right. Jason Hardy with Elite Barbecue Smokers. He's got a great YouTube show going on Tuesday nights. Y'all check that out on Elite Barbecue Smokers YouTube page. Maybe he can throw a link up there to some of his stuff. But guys, guess what's coming up here the next 8 minutes? 7.5, 8 minutes. It is almost time for week 3, right? We're on the week 3 because y'all were week 2 of Barbecue USA, and we get to see what's going on in this Texas battle. And I cannot wait. It's something that has given me. I know everybody is looking forward to Monday nights to watch Chewin the BBQ Fat. That's the most important thing ever on a Monday night. But now you get the double dose of Chewin the BBQ Fat at 8 to 9, and then from 9 to 10, you get to watch this incredible barbecue show. But going back to Ford, it was really cool seeing Myron Mixon, the picture of Myron Mixon holding and like you say, I mean, he has had an impact on a lot of people's lives, and you know Robbie and that group. It's an incredible story. Robbie and Stephanie are great people. What they're doing is amazing. So, but anyway, do you have any parting advice for somebody either getting into GBA, getting into cooking in general? Or just a good nugget for somebody who's never cooked a loin, what they can do to get a loin just perfect?
Well, first of all, take a judging class, judge a couple of barbecue classes. Contest to know what you're doing. Take a class. I don't care who you take it from to cut your learning curve. And a loin,
cook the same piece of meat.
I will get killed. Y'all know that. I mean, look.
And ask questions.
Yeah.
Ask questions. Ask questions.
Yeah,
I got a question, Carrie.
Oh,
Okay.
Lord.
If I was cooking a loin for the first time, what would be a good just a good process of quick and easy. No, don't tell me any fancy stuff that's going to make it. But what can I do if I'm cooking at home? What would make a really good pork loin? Because I noticed y'all put a bunch of brown sugar on it. That was Robbie.
Man, the show showed everything. Well,
the color. He said it gives you that mahogany color that you're looking for.
Yeah. So yeah. So he sold that. I didn't tell that secret. Okay. Let's see. I mean,
get a good injection.
Yeah.
I mean,
a good injection. You want to inject it. I mean, don't you think you're not putting no injection in it? Over inject it. That's me. I over inject the one probably.
Well, Paul, you said you asked him a ton of questions this past weekend. I don't know if you're talking about Robbie or Chuck, and he'll answer it. They're struggling with this this loin question I got for him, Paul. So maybe you can get it out of them. Especially
I trade your loin for chicken.
So, all right.
But see, we don't want to give too much information because we're doing your class.
Yeah, no,
that's true. That's true. If you want to get a good loin, take our class. You're going to be benefiting Jarvis Foundation, which is putting on a contest, which we're giving back to Feeding America, and which is donating money to it's donating proceeds to the Northeast Georgia Co-op for the food co-op. So we're trying to give back and do a lot of good things for the community, especially with the food process. So sign up for the class, sign up, and you will get a loin. I don't know what Paul's going to give away, but he can tell you you're going to get a lot of good information. So
I do have a good pro tip. I'll give you this, Ann.
All right, good. Here we go.
Fat doesn't render on a loin like anything else. It's normally done before the fat will render. So trim all your fat and silver skin off your loin because it will not render.
Perfect.
Okay? That's a good pro tip.
There's a good pro tip is make sure you trim well, right?
That way I can survive. So I could get killed after this show.
Hey, nobody's gonna kill y'all. Are the ones with all the information.
Yeah.
In the regards to your fill, are you looking for room temp butter or refrigerated butter?
For what now?
Your butter.
Fill.
I use butter.
No. Fill. When you're going for fill, what is the type? Are you want to be super thin?
I'm looking for the same feel if you was temping a brisket. Is what I'm looking for.
On a loin.
On a loin.
Okay.
That's me. I mean, I might be crazy, but it works for me.
All right. So. And we're not going to ask the temperature where that would possibly be. If you want that information, you got to come to the class.
Yeah.
Good
I'll be done with the season by then.
Oh, you'll be excited. You'll be excited. Whose brisket? Well, Wes, we know that your briskets are way undercooked, so don't go after his. Or was it overcooked? I forgot which one it was. Anyway, guys, it is close enough time for us to go to the Food Network. Is that where else can people watch this? Just the Food Network? Or
Discovery Plus. You can actually watch Discovery Plus. Like you could already watch the episode today during the day, but then it's free on Discovery Plus tomorrow.
Okay.
For anybody who doesn't have cable or whatever, they can go to Discovery Plus and watch it tomorrow.
Yep.
Okay. And it's called
Barbecue USA.
Barbecue USA. It comes on in 1 minute on the Food Network, and you got Discovery Plus today or tomorrow for free. Yeah. Awesome. You're going to have to run an event to have all the ABS classes this year. I hope so. It's going to be awesome. Y'all, thank you so much. And I appreciate everything y'all do for Atlanta Barbecue Store. Y'all keep killing it out there on the GBA trail. Looking forward to seeing everything out there. And thanks again for being fans of the show and all your comments and everything else. Y'all have a wonderful night, and we will see you soon. See you next week on Chewin the BBQ Fat.
Yes,
y'all
sir.
go watch Barbecue USA, everybody.
Thank you.